getting everything ready for the crash course. So if you haven't heard, we have the ASFX Forex crash course and the ASFX Trader Toolkit coming out next week. I don't have an exact date yet, but Monday, Tuesday, you'll hear about it, and it's probably Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to release it. That's my anticipation right now. And basically what these two products are, it's for every trader, whether you're struggling or whether you're new, or even if you're consistent but looking to kind of take the edge up a little bit, these new products are going to be the most current, the most valuable, the most no fluff, no BS, concise information that anyone has ever put out in the Forex space. So I'm really excited to get that to you guys. And like I said, just doing some back end stuff to get that ready. So stay with me. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that because you want the new information. Plus it's going to be very affordable, very cheap. So I think everyone's going to love it. I'm very excited for that. I've been talking about it a lot this week, and I try not to talk about things like this until they're ready, but it's ready. I just need to finalize a few things with the marketing team and with Riley on our email funnel, and then we're going to be ready to get this to you guys. I've actually had a couple of people go through it already to give me feedback, and all the feedback has been fantastic. So I'm excited to get this in your hands, like I said. But first, let's start out with one of the best practices from Dr. Steenbarger, because this morning I had a really good meditation using my Waking Up app, and I figured it could be, beneficial for us to discuss his best practice from Trading Psychology 2.0. It's his best practice 26. It's using meditation to improve decision making. He says one of the most common challenges for traders is sustaining a focus and state of mind that enables them to make sound decisions in the heat of the moment. We all can relate to that. The emotions of the moment can lead to fear of missing out, FOMO, and chasing poor trading opportunities. They can also lead to a fear of loss and a premature exiting of positions that could be winning positions. It's easy to become overconfident following wins and lacking confidence after taking a few losses. Once our states of mind and body shift, we can lose access to the thinking and planning that has led us to our best trading before. So how can we sustain an even mind frame, an even state of mind? A valuable best trading practice comes from John Hope Robinson. He's on Twitter at JohnHR, who describes meditation as an effective tool in conquering a fundamental trading flaw. John writes, "We traders can be an insecure lot. We would rather at times be seen as a mysterious genius than just a successful trader." I think that's definitely true for a lot of people. That's just their ego screaming. This need, born from a false sense of reality, can lead us to confuse intuition with into wishing. Into, and then the word wishing. That's kind of clever. We only need a system with a small winning edge to be a successful trader as long as we follow the rules of that system. Herein lies the flaw. So many traders are just not patient enough to wait. The fear of doing nothing can be so terrifying that we feel the need to act, to stop the fear and gain instant relief from it. This is the core issue. I'm going to read that again because I think that's super valuable. So many traders are just not patient enough to wait. The fear of doing nothing can be so terrifying that we feel a need to act to stop that fear and gain instant relief from it. This is the core issue. Through meditation, we can learn to be okay during the necessary times where we need to do nothing but wait. We learn to achieve a clarity and calmness which can allay this perceived need to act. Meditation could well be the best investment a trader can make. John rightly points to 3 key benefits from meditation. Number 1, enhanced self-control. Meditation promotes calm, and it promotes focused concentration. Both enhance our cognitive and behavioral control so that we can become mindful observers of our emotional patterns rather than victims to those. And you hear me say it all the time. My meditation, I think, has helped me feel emotions, see, whatever you'd like to call it, thoughts. Those thoughts and emotions are not who I am. I don't have to attach to them. I don't have to feel them any longer than I notice them appearing. You can let them go just like that if you're in the space of awareness that allows you to see them as not yourself, just something flowing through you. The first step in changing our patterns is becoming aware of them and not identifying with them, like I just said. So that was number 1. Number 2, enhanced access to intuition. It is when we are still that we have greatest access to what we may know, but not know that we know. Let me read that again. It is when we are still that we have greatest access to what we may know, but not know that we know. So it's like being still, he's saying, allows us to tap into things that we do know through our intuition, not our intuition, but we may not know them yet. Very often, experienced traders possess a keen gut feel for markets, but that feel is drowned by fight or flight responses to market action. Meditation promotes a stillness that enables us to listen to ourselves. I love that. And number 3, enhanced well-being. We cannot trade well if we are dominated by fear. The fear of missing moves, the fear of losing money, the fear of being wrong, the fear of inaction. Research suggests that meditation can lead to enhanced personal satisfaction and subjective well-being, which allows us to act from a position of emotional strength. Steenbarger goes on to say here, there is one other powerful benefit to meditation that makes it a best trading practice. It requires that we sustain cognitive focus at the same time that we keep ourselves still. This is a kind of exercise for our focusing muscles, training us over time to build our powers of concentration. In that sense, we can think of meditation as a kind of willpower training. The stronger our focusing muscles, the more able we are to withstand the emotional and physiological arousal of experiencing risk, reward, and uncertainty. So he says here the key takeaway is meditation is training for the mind and spirit. A corollary of this best practice is that some of the best preparation time for trading occurs away from the trading screens. Using meditation as a midday break, as well as a morning preparation for the day, helps us step back from the markets and approach them with a fresh perspective. Removing ourselves from markets can be a powerful way of removing ourselves from the reactive trading of markets. So I think really the gist here is that meditation promotes stillness, Stillness promotes more concentration and more focus. More concentration and more focus don't allow emotional passing by feelings to induce trading decisions. I really do believe that since I started meditating in the morning, it's improved my trading. I know it has improved my trading results, but it's improved my ability to coach other traders too, because I can share with them, look at the way I talk. I spill over my own words all the time because I'm going so fast. Everything I do is so fast. But the meditation has helped me slow down. And in trading, fast doesn't make you money. Slow, deliberate action, which is concentrated and focused, that's what makes you money. Staying on your edge and not feeling those emotions that throw you off the edge to chase FOMO, to chase momentum, like that could happen today for a lot of guys with the NFP news. Staying on that edge, staying in the stillness is a much better way to build a long-term successful trading business rather than chasing momentum, like I said. So I hope that helps. I love this book. I love that best practice, and I hope that you start meditating. I recommend before the trading day, and then over time, you'll start to work in another 10-minute practice later in the day because you'll enjoy it so much. That's what I have found. Sometimes I do it in the sauna for my second one or the steam room, something like that. Tariq said, if you feel too comfortable in a trade, do you think that it's a sign of not taking enough risk? No, I don't think so. I think if you feel comfortable and you're knowing that you sized the trade appropriately, you graded the trade the right way, and the grade, is associated with that risk size, then no, I think comfortable is okay because you're following your plan. You shouldn't feel any emotion, really. That's, I think, the key. Okay, so now that we